Okay, we should be live. Yay.
I'll be the judge of that. Oh my god, we're live.
We're live. We're arcing. We're
Holy
bobbing
shit,
and weaving.
25 episodes, not counting where I'm sure I got the number wrong.
Yeah, I got the feeling you might have.
And that we have one double or something. We skipped one.
Even better then.
There's a face.
There is. It's
Yeah,
a funny
whose face?
That's Jujutsu Kaisen, remember?
Oh, it's...
yeah, it's,
have-
don't spoil it. Yeah.
I thought it was flip floppers.
Flip flappers? No, it's not. It's Jujutsu Kaisen. Flip floppers. That's a beach anime. I mean, it's not much sillier than the real title. I'll let him have that.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
this is one of the best, one of the good parts of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you can make it fast first season, there is some good stuff. Anyway, we're not here to talk about JJK. We're here to talk about Land of the
today,
Lustrous. Oh God, please, no
today
one choose
on-
Jujutsu Kaisen.
They Force makes 50% of Force makes exactly the same mistake as 1,000 times before.
Yes, I mean, is she Foss really?
Force by
Who
the end.
is?
Yeah, aren't we Force? Aren't we Force all?
Foss keeps. She's done it again. Damn it! Can she do anything right?
Yeah, she just keeps dying horribly and then coming back as incrementally different people.
She's like failing upwards.
Wait, what chapter are you on?
I don't know what the
Right
fuck
there.
my default is going on here.
Yeah, we had those chapters. Yeah. We are on
There we go.
chapter only.
34 to 46, wasn't it?
35, I think.
35?
If,
dang. Okay.
Yeah, 35.
well, whatever the next one
Okay,
is.
there we go. The guy, look, he's all like, "I'm despicable, boo-hoo, despise me."
Yeah. I still am saying I don't know why they're so careless with the Lumerians. And one thing that I don't get, and they don't really explain, did they ever explicitly say the Lumerians have suddenly got way more good at this than they used to be? Because this has been going on for thousands of years, or at least, many hundreds.
My read
And
was
just all of a sudden they're losing or having someone be crippled like every other week, it seems.
either there have been way more like Hosekis that have been taken to the moon than I accounted for at first, or Foss's actions have like riled them into evolution somehow. Because they seem to be like the story makes it seem like the Lunarians with an N have shown up like the same way for all of recorded history. Like they've always just like shown up, shot arrows, got their heads sliced off. Occasionally they have like they're like a special type that shoots out gem weapons. But then now recently we started having like deals with snails and the multiplying dividing doggy, and now we have the fucking board game pieces. Like they're really fucking
there
upping
was,
their
like,
game.
Like the one thing that was mentioned is that the three vessels at once have appeared in the past at some.
Yeah, but even then those don't really like, those didn't seem to like attack differently. They just do a weird thing where like if one of them dies, the others like run away, and then if you follow them you die. But it's not
Yeah,
like,
if you follow them, then
they're not
those
like a
get
different species. They're not like some weird animal or some weird ticks or something. It's strange. I don't know. I mean, we don't know. The characters don't know. The only one who knows is that evil sensei probably. What is he plotting? That
I mean, it starts off with him throwing
he cracked.
like,
He
in the
throws
sea, so he's basically getting rid of memories. Like,
exactly.
like why else?
Why would
Wait, can he control which memories he loses?
probably?
That's
Based
like
on
the
what
thing.
part?
We don't know, but apparently, like,
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him because he seems to have lots of odd abilities. I mean, no other, consider that like all of them are made out of gems, and yet no other of them can just like crack a bit off their arm and like throw them like bullets. Like he can do
like
other
he has, like,
stuff. He has
Onic
he has
or
like
whatever.
very weird abilities. So yeah, this starts out with Foss doing what she does best, endangering everyone around her. So
Yeah, she tries to talk to the Lunarian again, and this seems like a little bit strange because we've seen Foss like after her transformation and that she's like very capable of defending herself, and this time she like
I guess it's just
can't
because
do
she's
it.
distracted. Like,
I
what?
think it's like we see that she cannot control her.
Oh yeah,
um,
her
alloy.
her alloy is
ability.
Maybe she just
revolting.
couldn't
Yeah.
form like the shield with it to block
But
the arrow.
remember, Lapis said that something similar happened to her. Like she was also a very capable fighter. She got like interested in Lunarians and kind of was distracted that day when she got her head chopped off. So it is just like a thing where like if gems are just like suspicious of the whole Lunarian relationship and are like distracted by it, they have a tendency to get killed more easily. So that makes sense.
Yeah, but it seems like a little bit out of character at that.
It does.
I also wondered if the Lunarian was maybe jamming her somehow. Like this is a stronger one that can do that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not really explained.
Yeah, it's not explained. What matters is the fucking Ghost Quartz, my favorite character design, favorite girl, just gets fucking.
She's black.
She's black now. She's a black guy now. God damn it.
That's not her. That's just.
I know, but that's even sadder, kind of. She's just fucking. She's on the moon. No one's ever come back from the moon, and it's all Foss's fucking fault. God damn, I hate her. Fucking useless piece of shit. My fucking.
I mean, it keeps happening.
She got all her parts peeled off. It's bad. And she was like, and Foss keeps having these poor people like sacrifice themselves, like Antarctica or her, and just be like, take care of Foss. God damn it, she doesn't deserve it. She's a weak, silly, fucking flighty moron. God damn it. Now everyone I like dies because of Foss, and she keeps surviving somehow. I do like the section where she keeps getting up and having her face punched off. Yeah, she wakes up, she's like, that's a weird dream. Gets up, punched face again. Who is this strange dark person assaulting me?
Yeah. I guess it's nice they're taking seriously the idea that Foss's core is still extremely weak, even if she has really strong upgrades.
Yeah.
So they can still slap her around if they have the jump on her. So it's
very
I mean, they
true.
have to do this like later on when Foss passes out and tries to destroy like parts of it. So.
I love that scene. That's like one of my favorite scenes. Reminded me a lot of, there's a Mobius comic where like a guy drinks a weird liquid and then he starts like devolving into like geometric shapes and his head turns to like weird squiggles and tentacles and shit, and it looked just like that. I love this. I love this whole segment of like Foss going nuts, being like, I will protect you, Antarctica, just like putting them in a cage. It's also interesting because the cage that she makes looks a lot like the cube she was in when she got like reformed. And then
you can also see that once again the hands in it are like blocking the
the hand.
mouth.
Yeah, that's right. The hands are like holding him. And then I love this little scene of like, this I love. Like this is like amazing, like abstract art almost, like weird geometric. She's like breaks her head apart and then is like crushing herself into tiny bits so that it's like weird like gem suicide. Poor Jade.
We also meet like some other new gems like melon or tourmaline.
That's right. Yeah, we meet some. Yeah, the melon one is cute. There's a fucking other one. It's like a blue one. Yeah, I mean they didn't do that much, but they're cool. Sensei is just so disappointed. Like, what the fuck? Fuck is wrong with Foss? She's got lots of. I mean, she's right to be hung up about what happened to Antarctica.
Yeah, I mean, she's like lost two people,
and they do look very similar. I mean, these are the two I'm just gonna call boys from here on, and they're partners, and they're doing the ice flow stuff together, so it makes sense. Yeah, I guess we should start calling him by his name, Cairngorn. I mean, I would be very mad if someone gave me a name and it was that stupid. I'm like, can I have another name? It sounds very awkward. It sounds like Gormenghast or something. Cairngorn.
Yeah. With Foss, I'm intrigued by how she seems to, at least for a little bit, revert towards her earlier personality a bit.
Yeah, she tries.
Yeah, she gets all Genki
it's
again,
kind of-
and she's like, "I'm the best! Haha, let's go!" Yeah,
I think it's kind of explained by she's getting more confident and more comfortable in her new body, so her
Yeah.
old self can show through a bit more.
it makes sense to
It
me.
was
It's like
odd.
that. It's like that thing of like how people kind of have like a baseline happiness that they tend toward. Like they did some
I
study.
think it's
Well, I'm just gonna say, like, if this is her normal state of being, and she just had like a traumatic thing, and she got all self-serious, and then it's kind of like what happened with Kaneki, sort of. Remember when he was like,
it's what happened with Fushi and
"Oh yeah,
The
Fushi too."
alternative.
Yeah, but remember Kaneki was like all edgy and stuff, and then Toko was like, "You're being a dumbass," and then he kind of went back to being more like the older Kaneki rather than the damaged one. There was like some study a long time ago where they had like levels of happiness in like the 70s, and they had like someone who had won the lottery and someone who had like got his legs amputated. And like obviously one of them was incredibly happy at the time and one was incredibly sad, but over time they both like arrived at about the same level of happiness. Where like because you can't maintain like very strong emotions for that long, like eventually it kind of peters out. Both like supreme sadness and supreme happiness kind of lead
I mean, not to make it about myself.
Yeah. But
I also underwent a strange, inexplicable transformation. Like a
you're
certain
trans?
someone.
Damn, I didn't know.
Yeah, I became trans. Left me with
Transylvanian. I became a vampire.
Yep. It left me with some lingering ambiguity about whether or not I was really the same person anymore. And I was on top of the world for like 2 years. Then I met Michi. It all went down from there.
The thing with this
No. You actually came into the picture around the time that happened. Weirdly enough, they were unrelated. If anyone's curious.
Okay.
It is.
I was gonna.
It is very real. Okay, I'll quit talking.
No. I was just gonna say in your case though, you didn't lose memories. Like that's what makes this one extra. Like odd is like when she loses parts, she also like becomes less of what she was. It's not like she just gained parts,
That is true. Although it is, you do also have some of your memories. They start to feel like they happen to a different person, which is interesting.
That is interesting. And then later on, she does get memories that kind of did happen to parts of her that aren't there anymore. Where Lapis like reminds her of stuff, and she kind of says, you can kind of like almost like reconstruct memories based on like the shape they've left behind, sort of. I mean, it can make sense. It's like a mold, sort of like even if the thing that made the mold is gone, the hollow, the reverse of it would still remind you of the same thing. So, yeah. I love this. I love this shot with like the bottom of the moon, like almost looks like droplets going up. Is a really cool page. I really like this section.
It is interesting though. Her like final thought, when you do have a big change like that, one of the weirdest things is like physical reality doesn't necessarily change so much, or just like things that are so objective that they can't be altered, they don't change. And you inevitably you're just waiting for like the things that are fundamentally unchangeable to come back. And then you're always like trying to negotiate like a new vision of them because you're dealing with the same problems, but you feel like they're happening to a totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, do I just identify with my problems? Like maybe that's who I am fundamentally. I don't know. Damn, that's a good moon. Look at those moons.
That's a good
one. I like Foss cheering with everyone. Yay! Call Cairngorm by their name. It's like very silly. Yeah, she's like being overly energetic almost to make up for it, and then the other gems are being like, "It's good to have the old Foss back. You're seeing the real Foss."
I think like the part what I think about it is also her just sort of trying to give up on her earlier mission on
all the
trying to
Lunarian questions.
With the Lunarians and just return to her old state. Like she's trying,
but she can't. You can't force that. She's peeked behind the curtain. It's too late.
Now the curtain peeks into her.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, unless she like lost those memories, I guess. I guess she could if she wanted to. And then it's weird. Yeah, when Cairngorm. She almost calls him Antar.
And she doesn't care, really.
Yeah, not really. Peridot and Sphene. Damn, Sphene is pretty cute. all these silly characters. Fuck, I'm trying to remember what else happens after this. Oh yeah, this is
I think the next one is the board game.
Yeah, the weird, yeah, the
like,
very, yeah. I mean, the same way Green. Yeah, this is when I really got the big Rorschach vibes, and we get like this weird vision of a room. It was very interesting. But then the same way Green was like put off by the like holes in the body last time. This was mine where I was like kind of horrified just because it's just like gross, like the idea of having like all these like, it's like they've got like bed bugs or ticks all over them, and they're like it's like really scary because they're like almost undefeatable, and they just like chip away at you. And then when there's like that gross shot of like they notice they're on their body and they look back and they're like missing pieces of their legs, and like the girl has got like a big hole in her butt, and I'm like, oh god, imagine like there's something like it's like having like maggots eating some part of your body without you realizing, and then you look back and you have like a giant festering wound. It's like, ugh, like look at their legs, like, oh geez, fucking all ripped apart. I was like, oh god, this is the most, it's like a horror story, like this is the worst thing they've faced yet. It's very bad. I don't like it at all. And then an actual like normal Lunarian shows up to back it up. Yeah,
it's like I don't know how they animated like pieces, like how that thing worked. They look silly, but they're scary.
They look silly with the eyes. It's interesting also that they like encased them in crystal to give them like a beginning shot, like they burst like grenades and then take the parts that snapped off up the clouds into like little plates. And again, Sensei is once against his sleep, and they can't fucking wake him because he's like the strongest hardness, apparently. He's must be like a 12 on the Moss scale.
Yeah, I mean, he is adamant, the thing that doesn't exist.
That's true. Yeah. I was adamant.
It's
in my
also
opinions,
odd.
He's stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's a middle-aged man who's just slowly getting things from his apartment.
He got his dog. They sent his board game over. It's like he broke up with the moon, and the moon is like mailing back his stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's like he was a mineralogist who sank into a fantasy world where he is the god of minerals, and they're all sexy girls who love him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, this is one of the tougher fights. I do like that. I like that shot a lot where Bort uses her hair to cut.
Yeah, now she uses the hair for.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And yeah, all they got out of it. I fought Lunarians, and all I got was this lousy board game. Like they're all fucked, and they just got like this stupid board. And yeah, once it falls back, it's not animate anymore, and then it drifts off the same way the dog did. Like. It's like he's just like releasing the souls of like some memories he has. How very strange. Later on, speaking of like Sensei's weirdness, I noticed like it's interesting the shot where like there's like a shot where not Antarctic. No, I was gonna do it. Where Karen Gord is like, take my head, and he like starts like breaking his neck, and then Sensei just like grabbing him like snaps his arm. Now like Karen Gordon is pretty tough, right? Like he's like a 5 or a 6, so it's interesting how like just how ridiculously like he manages to pet like all the gems. Like he gives the gems pats on the head very gently, but actually like he, you know, normally when one of them just a slightly hardness touches a weaker one, they like break an arm off. So when he's just like vaguely tough, I mean, we know when he yells he smashes things to bits. Like he is, he's a tough cookie. No wonder they can't break him. Yeah,
strongest and hardest of all of them.
Yeah, this is interesting. How odd. Maybe we should be calling Sensei a she as well, since they're a gem person, or just they.
Little thing I did like during the Lunarian fight, where Foss is very tricky. There was just a shot of their faces where they look very derpy and silly.
Yeah, I think do you mean like of the face of Foss? Or?
No, the face of the Lunarians, where I think it's when she throws the hand up.
Yeah, that when Ghost throws the hands up. Yeah, look, they look at it like
they do look derpy sometimes. Remember the one that she like talked to also had made like a very silly face. This section also annoyed me because like next chapter of Meziel, to talk about myself, has like a crown of like a flower crown in it, but that's been something I've planned for like ages, and I hadn't seen it in much stuff, and then immediately within the same week I saw Freerun, and now this constantly have like flower crowns, and I was like, God damn it, and that's gonna look like I'm like ripping something off when I wasn't. I drew that before I read either of these. I want that to be known. It's on the record. Stop reverse ripping me off, manga. I came up with everything. Yeah, it's fucking weird. And then Fasa's fucking head gets ripped off. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to know what to talk about. Maybe we should just move towards the big twist at the
big
end.
Twists. I mean, the art is good as always. Like I already pointed out, my kind of favorite pages. Like I like the room a lot, the moon a lot. There's some good looking stuff, but I was not expecting. I knew about the arms and the legs from just osmosis from when the anime was popular. I didn't expect her fucking entire head to go. I was like, as the character's voice concerns in the chapter, it's like not only does that seem like an important part, even though they don't have like organs, but also now she's like less than 40% Foss. Like what the?
I think it's less than 50%, but still, yeah. I thought actually it was.
I thought it was like maybe they said like around 40%.
I think they said less than half.
Okay, yeah, they said like around 40% Foss maybe, but they set up the lapis thing, and it's come.
Yeah, and Sensei implies that he doesn't think this is a good idea. And then Kara Horn, or however you say it, she goes fucking nuts and says, "I'll cut my own fucking head off." And
well, because
like,
Ghost
fine, use the corpse.
Told them to protect Foss no matter what. Yeah, this torn fabric effect they do on the collar here for Foss, and then they do again for Lapis in the thing. I really like that effect. I don't know why, but it's like a very nice detail that like I thought looked very haunting. It makes them look like weird like scarecrows or something. I thought that was neat.
It more like torn skin.
Yeah, something like that. It looks like very, very cool. I also I gotta say, all these chapters I really do appreciate these like beginning pages to keep track of all the characters, because like we said in the first episode, it is unfortunate that it's like a black and white medium where color could have been used very well, because really if it was like an American comic, this is just a thing of the industry, and I totally understand the beauty of black and white in and of itself is very tantalizing, but like manga so much more than graphic novels doesn't like go that far with like the color stuff, obviously. Like it would be very easy to make a black and white comic and just colorize the hairs. Like it would look very cool. Like in a web comic, it like in that Korean web comic I like called Helper with 2 L's or whatever the fuck. Like that one is almost black and white, but then it has like just one color like kind of per page or per chapter just to highlight things, almost like the flashback and the Killing Joke. So it could have looked cool here. But it's fine. It still looks great.
It is just the single worst choice possible to have black and white if you had any other option.
The only worst
in the anime, it's so easy to
tell exactly.
Them apart.
In the only worst so the beginning pages do help a lot. Yeah, the only worst choice would be like if it was like just they're literally colors, like it's a rainbow thing. Like come over magenta.
Like Teletubbies.
Yeah, it's like Teletubbies. Yeah, exactly. And then I did not fucking expect 100 years to go by. I mean.
Isn't it 200?
No, it's 102, I think.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
I think right. 102. I was expecting it to be 108 because that was like the Buddhist one, but maybe 102 is also important in Buddhism. I don't know. I haven't gotten to the end of the volume.
Maybe just a random.
Maybe just a random number. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter as much. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter as much to them, obviously, as it would. It's not like the 300-year time skip into eternity, but it is still shocking, like because they still experience time at the same rate. Like, that's like like 3,300 fucking no, that's 10 years. 330,000 days. Like.
Changed on Earth since then, but yeah,
that's
that's not
true. That's true. I don't know if I guess I love this how stupid she is. She just like wakes up and it's just like, yo, what's up? Just like, we haven't seen you in 100 years. And she looks in the base, and I love this like like the stupid like stares back like, huh, and then she's like, I'm gorgeous. Yeah. I'm so
also still there.
Also a very cute detail that she says her head feels heavy, because it's like it's made out of a harder, you know, material. Maybe it's like slightly heavier by density, and also she has like big long hair now. She's like, damn, my head feels so heavy on my stupid phospholite neck.
Yeah, because Lapis did work out at the library.
She
so.
did. She has a big brain. Yeah. I like that Karen Borg or whatever the fuck is. Now I forgot it. The Karen Gorn is like regretting his choice slightly. Where they're like, oh fuck, well, I've turned Lapis into a fucking my dead friend is a retard now who makes silly faces. I thought this phrase was very creepy too. Like, she says something like, I'll do my best to be a good replacement for Lapis. I don't like the sound of that. Like, that's I know she means it in like a kind way, but like saying like, don't worry, your loved one might be dead, but I'll be a good replacement. Like, it's not like you can never replace someone. Yeah, you can't replace someone. You can like make up for their loss, but it's very strange when you're using their head to say that. She should be maybe a bit more tactful. And then we get a very interesting vision.
It's abstract.
Yes, it's very strange. Like, Lapis, it's interesting. I mean, I expected her to be like some trace of consciousness. I mean, it's similar to how Ghost Quartz and Karen Gorn were like in the same head and could like talk to each other. But it's odd that like Lapis, even though this is like some kind of message she left before she was kidnapped hundreds of years ago, she seems like aware of like the stuff that Foss has been through that even she's forgotten. That's very odd.
I think it's like a part of her consciousness.
Yeah, maybe it's like a personified version of her like subconsciousness that does remember things like coming back to her, but how very strange. I'll share my big brain with you. Yeah,
it does seem to have like a time limit. It can only be active.
Yeah, this was my last like big artwork thing. I love this panel with like the torn thread and the glare of the sun through the clouds is where her head should be. I love that. Very cool. She wakes up and she looks at her hand like Shinji. She's like, I'm so fucked up.
Oh, she can see.
She can see. Yeah, good stuff as always. I mean, Houseki no Kuni might be the most consistently good manga, maybe, because it's like both the artwork and story have been equally good, just like the whole way through so far, at least. Like, I don't think there's ever been a lull there's never been like very appreciable difference in quality where I've been like, I didn't like this part as much. It's always just like, yeah, still more of the same. Goodness. I guess maybe Nausicaa is up there for that too. But
yeah, I mean, Nausicaa is like very consistent.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good stuff. Keep up the good work, gem lady. Yeah.
Keep it Kino.
Okay.
Keep it.
That's my catchphrase.
Yeah. Well, we never have the only thing with that not fluctuating much is we never have that much to say because it's like a big mystery.
Yeah. I mean, that is a minor problem. There is no status quo ever in this manga.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know what to pay attention to. Yeah. Except for Sensei, who is adamant and doesn't move.
Which one do we do next?
Next one is To Your Eternity.
Woo!
Yay!
Fucking just chapter 129. Words that don't reach. I think. No, it's like later. It's like 139. Yeah, that's right. Making up. Very cool.
Yeah, you were right. This was not as good as the last one.
Nothing will ever be as good as the last one.
It was still very, very good, and it was still one of my more favorite parts. I was not expecting to like the modern Japan.
Yeah, are you with me on
section.
this?
I thought this was going to be the.
I said,
this is the best part, probably.
Yeah, like this is my favorite part. I mean, you'll definitely agree with me that it's better than the next section. But out of the 3 time spaces, like modern era to Eternity is best to Eternity. And
the cast is so fun. Fushi has so much going on emotionally. We're not doing the thing that I thought it was going to be, where every single time we're meeting a totally new cast who are going to die by the end.
Yeah, no, it seemed like that at the start. And also, it's kind of cheating because like this part is only so good because the olden times time was so good. Like it's crazy that it almost took like an entire manga to set up all these like concept characters and mechanics so that this modern day part could be so good, because this wouldn't make any sense if you didn't have all this like it's like reading the Silmarillion so that then you can like enhance your fucking like appreciation of Lord of the Rings or something. I don't know, it's like it's turned into like myth and lore at this point, but it's what makes this stuff so good.
Better than Myth and Royd.
Okay, that's a good band. What did you think of her putting his hands on her hips in the middle of like a blood pool? Like that's pretty fucking.
She knows what she wants.
She knows what she wants. Like this is still continuing from like the stuff I love of this stretch, like the really dark themes, the weird like sexual overtones, and like all this weird like possessive desperation from people is very interesting. The girl coming back to life and like congratulating them.
Congratulations.
The murder, the double murder suicide pact went perfectly. And then we get our favorite character.
Shinji looks at the camera.
I love this effect she starts doing in this bit with like the very harsh cross hatching. Looks very interesting to like represent the knocker.
I think she got that from the Dr. Stone guy. Like is Boichi?
Yeah,
Boichi?
Boichi doesn't do cross hatching, really.
No. Yeah, he does. He every great now and again when he wants a really intense, ominous shot, he'll do super dense cross hatching like that.
This reminds me of like classic.
Hold on.
Okay, I was gonna.
But like, remember the later arc with the evil vizier?
Yes.
In Dr. Stone, there's one shot where he's like searching for someone, and there's an extreme close up of his face. And Boichi does like complicated cross hatching. I know it's not as dense, but it just reminds me of that.
The way he does. I meant Boichi. He uses like curving lines a lot more. Like he does like volumetric hatching. This is very like straightforward geometric perpendicular cross hatching. This reminded me a lot of like Golden Age Berserk. Like the very like the like right in the middle of the Golden Age, like kind of cross hatching before he got into like the thinner or whimsical cross hatching of the Fantasia stuff.
Fair enough.
It works very well. It's very harsh, but it's in a good way. And we got our favorite character, Knocker, who lived inside of all of the who attacked Hayase in the boat back in the day. They're here.
Yeah.
They're back.
And they died and went to Knocker Heaven and reincarnated as a new Knocker.
That was very comical. All the other Knockers like, Gambare, fucking do your best as they shoot. I don't even know if I believe them, because we know this Knocker is like a fucking lying piece of shit, but
I believe it.
I believe it ultimately, but it's funny that the story is so silly, where it's like, and then this is so fucked up because like both life forms within Mizuha are like horny for Fushi, but for like different reasons, sort of. But they both want to like just have him to themselves. Like that's just always Fushi's life, just people wanting to possess him some way or another.
Right.
Also, great line I alluded to earlier, but I love this. Like, I really like that gut punch of like, if one is wishing for death, one is not living. Like that's. Like, the Knockers are, like, wrong and weird, but that is a very good argument to be like, we didn't kill anyone.
I don't know if
like,
the Knockers are even that bad.
Yeah, we don't know
point.
if they're bad anymore. Like, that's the thing. They're like, well, we go into people's bodies, but it's always, like, people who want to kill themselves. Like, they want to live. It's like, well, that's not really that's not being alive anymore if you're spending your whole time saying, I want to die. And it's like, well, it's a good argument. It's not foolproof, but shit.
and we get the very funny point where the man in black calls out Fushi being like, you steal bodies all the time.
Yes. Yeah, we got other good stuff a bit later, but that was a genius role reversal where during the fight with the mom knocker, now Fushi is the one like grossly spreading his tendrils through someone else and like to invade their body and kill them. Like the Knocker mom looks just like the Tonari's friends when the Knockers started doing that, and now it's like he's become the villain. Like he's the weird, intrusive, body stealing, the fucking murderous life form here. Like the Knockers, yeah, they do kill people. It's true, but for them, that's always been about like liberating souls. So. Yeah, God, how messed up is that shot with the blood all over her face? We just want
She's so cute, dog.
I know, she's so cute, though. Oh, fuck, I love her. Yeah, they just want to live together. I mean, the last time the doctor said that, it didn't go so well, but... And also, it's fucked up, because, like, we have the Mizuha romance blossoming, and we have Tonari getting all ooh-woo at the same time. What do you think about that, Green? I'm very curious.
Intrigued by the Tonari situation. I like it, and it's another, check on the, potential Mushoku Tensei connection, because Rudius has that too, where him being in a younger body changes his personality.
Yes. Yeah, she does say that at some point. Like, I think being reborn as this kid has like messed with my feelings, but it's like, yeah, it's fair enough.
and much like Tonari is not very present in this section, but she's very good.
She kind of bookends it.
I love later when Fushi is asking what's up with her, and she's like, "Oh, nothing. Maybe you could help with it, but never mind." And help with it means have sex with her, and she's not saying that part.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's very. A woman wrote this. God damn it.
I mean, it's hilarious that this has like so many like weird, problematic, horny women characters in it for a woman writing it. Like. Yeah, this is such a fucked like situation where, like when the Fushi over and over doing these parts keeps having a hard time telling which Mizuha is, like, because both the Mizuha and the Knocker keep making like horny advances on him and asking him to love them, and it's like, who the fuck even are you? I don't even know at any given moment. Just
don't tell me if I'm wrong. But I feel like there's a chance the author was playing a ridiculously long game, and this is a romance story where two unspeakable hive minds, become friends or lovers with each other over the course of the whole story. I don't even want to hear you react
I'm not
to that.
Nothing. Yeah.
If that's what it is, this is like the most brilliant high concept story like ever.
Well. We'll see.
That's me exaggerating a bit, but it's fucking whatever this author's doing. It's fucking genius.
It's already,
I don't know where
you already love the manga. I think it's fair to say. So this is already jackpot for me. It's really funny that like out of all like the manga, I like the one that's like my most recent favorite would be the one to finally breach the walls. Also, you do have to docket points though, Green, because look at this panel. I didn't even notice this the first time I read this, but just like Spirit Circle again, where you have confirmation the whole time Mizuha had shorts underneath her skirt. Like, what the fuck is the point of being alive?
It's still a little crazy to me that Fushi has not experimented with sex because it seems so present in his mind.
Like, I don't think he had sex as a turtle. He just like turned into a pregnant turtle. Yeah. I don't know. We have Tonari here getting knocked over like Ray.
I think he's just, because everyone just is jumping on him, he's just very put off by it.
Yeah,
I guess.
And like I said before, it's very strange for him because he's still very innocent when it comes to sex. Because it's not like he doesn't really understand sex. Like, I know, but at this point he kind of knows what it is like scientifically. Like, he understands that, like, biological beings have sex and they make children, but he doesn't really understand what that means. Like, he's not experimented with anything, he's not experienced anything. So it's still like weird. Like, making that leap is a big jump. Bon is again. I'm not sure if I'll say MVP, but again, Bond during the stretch is still like very good. Like, he's not in the spotlight as much, but he's still great. Like, he's the only one who kind of he has become like such a good parental figure where he's kind of the only person Fushi can like really lean on for support, because he's the only person like who can really parse the complicated situation he's in and keep all these things in mind and be like, yeah, I mean, on one hand, the knockers, have become more human and they're not as outright evil. On the other hand, are you gonna ignore all these ghosts, floating around and saying they want their bodies back? And yeah,
he also is the only character who really gives information to Fushi still.
Yeah.
The whole conversation with the ghost of the mother, where
so good,
where it just kind of, I will say, one of my few problems with this section, they go a little hard with trying to rationalize the behavior of Mizuha's mother. Not the end of the world. They do get a little crazy with it.
I thought it was done well enough.
Not the end of the world, just a little far in places.
No, I wouldn't even call it like redemption. It's like more explaining.
But rationalization is what
it does redeem her a bit, because certain things where we were thinking she was being really shitty were, some of them just they give us the reason, but some of them literally like we were having the wrong interpretation. My favorite is just like the phone thing, where it's like we think she's just like photographing all this stuff to be just like some vicarious mom, like thing, but she's like recording herself moment to moment because she's terrified that she keeps like blacking out and losing her memories. Like that's a very interesting, that's a really well done like reveal there, where it's like that seems like something inexcusable earlier on, and now it's like, oh, she was doing it to protect herself, pretty much. Like
I understand it. It's still pretty convenient.
It's convenient. I'm not saying. Yeah, I don't know. I just as I was reading it, I bought it. Like, yeah, it is.
Everything else with the mother I find really interesting. That they actually have Mizuha kind of self-consciously say, no, I like the evil monster skin suit version better. I respect the story for being willing to go there.
It's messed up. Like, how can you say no to that face when she's like crying on the floor, like, don't kill my mom? And it's like, and then you feel bad. He like that's brilliant to like include like him walking past the ghost and like seeing your own daughter say she prefers the monster version of you and that you're dead. Like that's some heavy stuff. I appreciate that. Like, I don't know. I appreciate that it went far back enough to show us like child. I think her name is Izumi, the mom. A child Izumi and like all the stuff she went through. Like she was essentially like raised in a weird fucking cult. Like that is like a horrifying moment when she's like she has like the thing of like her dad wants to like marry her with like that weird like fat guy, and then she thinks she finds like her own husband, and she like made her own life, and she's like all happy, and then he lets slip that like he's also like a weird cultist. Like that would be so fucking like can you imagine like the sinking feeling in her stomach that moment? Like that's pretty bad. I can understand why she doesn't want Mizuha to hang around Granddad too. Like, you understand it more now. Yeah, it makes some stuff interesting. I don't think she's like fully blameless. I mean, one thing that's interesting of that is like, if that is the case, then why did she go so lazy on like buying her a $3 fucking thing for her hair? Like, that's not a knocker thing, right? Like why didn't she? Like that is something that only like an uncaring mother would do. The backstory explains nothing. Like, was she just like in a hurry and just picked something cheap? Like,
I think it was a frantic, careless decision. I think she is still an idiot that doesn't think things through.
Yeah, she's not.
But I think that you can explain that as like her going, oh fuck, I need to come up with something like right now.
Yeah. Also, I did, just before I skip over it, I do enjoy.
Also, she has totally made her peace with the idea that she basically believes she has to give Mizuha an entirely false, made-up backstory, and that's just what she has to do anyway. So there's really no assumption that she should be honest with Mizuha ever at this point.
Sure.
Because she sees the truth as unacceptable in every way, so she just has to lie.
Yeah. Then we get I like all the goofy faces, a lot of this strange sequence with Mimori bringing a Fushi corpse. It's not really a spoiler. If you're confused as I was for a second the first time where she got that from, that's the same corpse that like fights her with on the roof, because he makes like a corpse and then he shows up behind her in a different corpse, and then she like jumps off the roof and you can't quite tell if she's carrying like a whole body, but I guess she just went to grab it. So it's just like Fushi left over like many leftover body parts in that fight, and they've just gathered them here. It's also, it seems very creepy because Mizuha can like, it seems like she can see ghosts in that scene. It's very odd because she like smiles at them. But yeah, it's strange. They're up to something underground, so we'll find out more about that later. But
it is funny they made. Go
on. Wait, what did you say, Jaws?
Oh well, I was Jaws go.
The only thing I said is, we find out that the knocker in Mizuha is basically the leader of the knockers, so she's the head of the...
Yeah, I don't know what their governmental structure is like, but yeah, it seems to be one of the big honcho knockers. And the mom says, "I want to die again," which is like a recurring thing I enjoy.
I did say I think it's funny that the knockers, to avoid Fushi, they made this giant underground vault that he can't penetrate. But they didn't count on Fushi having an ally with ghost abilities, where he can send ghosts to spy for him.
That's very. I mean, you wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, they also don't. They have a good grasp on what the Men in Black. I mean, when you think about it, for most of the time Fushi has known about knockers, the knockers have had no idea that the Men in Black is even an entity, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, he shows up when the first knocker shows up, but you don't know that the knockers never interact with him.
And we don't know if he's visible to the knockers, because he showed up around people all the time before, and only Fushi could see him. Like, only Fushi and Bon apparently could see him early on. Yeah. Oh gosh, the bullying scene is so bad. Fuck. Oof. Right through the tendon. Yeah, it's weird that now she's like, go on. No, talk about Fushi. He's a bird now.
Oh well, just related to this, Fushi's insane scheme to fix her social situation by giving everyone.
Well, before that, it's already strange that Mizuha becomes friends with like the knocker. Like, she killed that girl. She fucking. I mean, I guess her knocker did, but still, it was because, I mean, again, I'm never happy with, like, blaming that stuff, because it's like, Kohaku pulled that shit all the time back in the day, right? Yeah, he would come down from the kitchen and be like, oh, my knocker killed all your friends, lol. It's like, did he? I mean, it kind of seems like you wanted to kill them too, and then mysteriously they got murdered.
I don't see the knocker as a mitigating factor in that, really. Well, maybe I should,
because they seem to black out. Like, that would validate like they had no agency in it whatsoever. But is it like, when they black out, is it like kind of a backseat thing, or do they only act on the emotions of the person? It's like they say they do, but I mean, that girl didn't want to kill like the Man in Black, for example, so they obviously could take control of their body if they wanted to. Like,
I think at that point, like when she goes to kill,
that's true. The other soul isn't in there. That's true, but yeah, it's very strange. And then we have so like this is the stretch where we start getting what's his name? Yuki. Yuki's like fucking scheme to like befriend the knockers, and he just wants like, I mean, world peace, as he keeps saying.
But this whole thing is then later recontextualized to him just basically figuring out some stuff about how knockers communicate.
That's true. I mean, he's more intelligent than he lets on.
That's not hard.
No, we got like we got comic sequence with Fushi not understanding what a computer is. That's good. He just like tries to like take it apart. He's like, my strongest form, guy from the Jananda arena. Fuck. And they just like litters. But yeah, what I don't know if I want to go through this like chronologically or not. But you were talking about his strange scheme. Yeah, because like Mizuha goes into like a weird thing where they have like this odd scheme with like because the knocker tries to kill the Men in Black, and then he just like sends that knocker back to whence it came, and then so that body is just completely gone, So Fushi turns into it, and then he is acting like that girl, just being like super weird.
I think he made a body, like it's not shown, but I think he made the body for her, given that her original soul.
Yeah, the soul definitely went back into one, but
and then he just assumes her form as well.
I wonder if he could have made that, like, turned into that form while the Knocker version was still alive. Because I'm not sure, because he can't do it when the person is alive, can he? Like, he can't turn into the same person whilst... Like, they have to be dead for it to turn into their body, so I'm just interested in that.
And I think I think that was the thing where he couldn't make the body of the mother while the knocker was in it, so I think the knocker needs to be dead.
Exactly, so that's interesting that if it's not just like the person's soul is in their body, if a knocker is in the person's body, he also can't do that. Like, that's an odd detail. This is a silly scheme. What else? Oh yeah, the pots. Yeah, the fucking. I do like this sequence just because I love Iddy. I just like this silly little. Like, she's very cute in this segment where she fucking freaks out, jumps away, and then makes them all fried chicken. It's very good.
She has not had a lot to do this stretch, so good for her.
I was happy to get more Iddy stuff because I do love her.
Also, her understanding of the world. I mean, she went from being a mute slave girl in a cage who had been an underground dwarf pottery person, and now she's in modern Japan.
Yeah, she basically just can't talk. Like, aside from that, she seems to have gathered. She can, like, read, apparently. Like, she's like, or at least look at pictures. Like, she can understand cooking. Yeah.
It wasn't her who cooked. It was Google.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, it was Gugu. Sorry. Okay, but I guess she's still. For her to convey it. Yeah, she showed them pictures at least, so that's good. Oh man, look at her smile. Wouldn't you do anything for that pointy tooth smile? But this is really just kind of like, it's well done, but it's just kind of it's more set up for later stuff where it's just to explain that, like, people other than Iddy can communicate with Fushi through the pot stuff. Like, you have to be
accepted. That's the
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like a secret message, and it's much more detailed than just like leaving writing down.
Tits McGee comes back. That's crazy.
Yeah, she has some cute scenes. She's like, the so scary lightning scene is cute, and then I love that panel where, like, well, he does like some weird shit where he turns the girl's halberd into like a bird, and then turns her into a flower and pulls the knocker seed out, and then the girl's like, "Is that flower for me?" And it says like, "Sure." Like, he's really bored. Like, sure, fuck it. Who gives a shit? I made you and your species, so here, take this fucking flower. Also,
and then later they imply that the knocker either reincarnated or was replaced, and it doesn't have the memories anymore, and it's fucking up.
Wait, who? The Funa?
Or am I crazy?
That's not a knocker anymore. That's her ghost went back into her body. Her ghost had been hanging around since she got murdered by Mizuha in the tunnel.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
I got mixed
she's
up.
just back because Fushi can make, when Fushi makes a spare body, the ghost goes into it. Now that she's dead, she can do that, I guess. What's interesting is that one of the children that hangs out with the man in black is a knocker already. Michi, I know. And she this particular knocker becomes much more important later, which is interesting. But this is the first time we see them. It's like a very it's not interesting, but it's a skeevy plan where the Funa threatens to kill this person, but she could never have done that because they're a knocker anyway. So it was all just to trick Fushi, and the Man in Black was never in danger anyway because he still got some powers left. So fuck you, stupid fucking knockers. Yes, I wonder. And then Sister punches Fushi again because this strange man keeps. I like how in the punch panel she still has put the flower in some water and is holding it. Like, I love my present and I'm protecting Satoru by punching you evil fucking criminal larper. Weird, like, dressed like 1,000 years ago guy. It's very fucking strange. Oh yeah, that's right. The knocker saved. Was it Satoru from like this? No, or Michi from like a weird like head injury thing? Is like they're in the hospital?
No, from like a disease.
Yeah, from a disease. That's it. Yeah. Ah man, it's just what a fucking weird like web we're in at this point in the story, where like nothing is what it seems. Like it's so weird. And then to add on to the weirdness that's already going on, we have that whole chapter where like the bizarre feather scheme, and this is like this is a sad.
This is where it gets less interesting.
Well, I still think this is a good scene between Mizuha and Fushi, where she's kind of being like kind of mean and like more knockery, but she's also like appreciating that he did stuff for her, and then she's like, you can't tell which one is me, but you're like not sure if you believe. And now she started talking with her knocker self, which is a very bad sign. When people start communicating with their knocker half, that's not good.
It's interesting because one of the most ominous parts here is where you think she's going to be mad, and then part of her goes, "Oh, that just shows how much you care about me." It's like, oh, that was a weird thing to say.
And she's saying like, "I really am special. Like I have like a prestigious knocker in me," and she's really going into like, her mom tried to keep her away from all this like cult successor stuff. But she's like really infatuated with the idea of like being Hayase's successor and being the one who's gonna lead the Fushi cult into the new age. And it's like, and they almost kiss, but then damn, cock blocked by ghosts, former ghosts. I do like this. I do like her horrified face as she realizes that like the whole time the girl she murdered has been like spying on her, and she was like Bond looking over, like that whole scene when Bond was telling the story of the mom. He also was just like, what? Why is there a teenage girl floating in proximity to the mom?
There was this little scene in the earlier stretch where he just goes shoo shoo.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
right.
Oh shit!
God damn! I didn't even piece that together. Fuck. You're a fucking genius. That's total. The Joss has experience from Tokyo Ghoul of the little. He might as well have cracked his knuckles there. Yeah, that's right. He goes shoot. God damn it! This manga look good. Yeah, here I think this is confirming that this person in this hospital bed, me and Josh were talking about this earlier, this is the kid that got all his teeth fell out and his things broken, because this is her as a ghost. Because she likes him, and she's going into his house, seeing sense, like, oh, he has a photo of Mizuha. He must like her. And then next morning she's like, oh my God, the boy I liked is in hospital in a full body cast. God, this is horrifying. And then she becomes at least some good came of. I mean, she's
like very chill about having been killed by Mizuha.
Yeah, I mean, she seems like she's kind of cute, honestly. Like I like her. I like how she like still goes on with like the feather thing, and they kind of seem like they're going to be less harsh on Mizuha's bullying. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. I mean, a little too late because Mizuha's gone full Insano mode, and now she's kissing her friend. I like this a lot. I like this as a lashing out because it's just another form of like the Hayase clan's weird like desperate like wanting to be loved obsession, where like she'll take anything at this point. Like she's like, I fucked up with Fushi, I fucked up with my friends and all these things. Like the only person who still likes me is like Glasses Chan. Like the whole school hates me, but at least Glasses girl, I'll kiss her. Like it's like she can't distinguish between like romantic feelings and just like codependency essentially. Like she just needs like anyone who will like say they love her or like her. She just like loves that person immediately. Like that's all she cares about at this point. It's like you feel bad because poor reincarnated Perona here is just like being used, and she's been so kind to her when everyone else wasn't, and still Mizuha doesn't care because she's just so far gone and being able to have like a genuine just reciprocal relationship. She just wants
if she is the reincarnation, it is a lot, because remember
she
like
does look a lot like her, and they had feathers in their hair.
Perona, so that's a weird thing where
that's true.
I don't know.
That was such fucking. That was so fucking. That was fucking mean of the real way back at the first chapter of the stretch. The fucking knocker brings up what March said as like an argument against Fushi. Like that's fucked up. That's fucked up coming from Hayase's fucking descendant to be like, oh, don't you remember? March said it's wrong to kill people. It's like, you're so right, heir of the person who killed March. Like these fucking knockers and the Hayase clans, man. I God damn it, this is just
Yeah, speaking of March, I think the last thing to talk about is just the sub arc of Fushi's freak out, where he's not handling immortality well and spiraling out of control and annoying the shit out
before
of
we
people.
get to there, can we say there is slightly something else to mention, which is the fantastic Memori scene when Memori comes back. I love this, and not just because it harkens back to the last stretch, but
We're the Smiling Friends reference.
what an interesting like little like epilogue to have to that insanity, where it's like, it's just so interestingly realistic, where she's making the silly, you know, I love how the shiny mud ball has become a meme, like the legacy of fucking of crazy brother, who by the way is fine. He got a bunch of shots from the Bonn Institute, so he's doing good. He's doing great. He can peep on panties all he wants now. And I love this thing where it's like, it doesn't pretend like that was the story and now everything is fixed. Like, no, if you go back and check in on people after their big story, sometimes stuff doesn't, like, the kids only liked her at the school because she was a weird knocker. As soon as she's back to normal, she's back to being lonely and sad. And yet I love, oh man, it fucks me up, this moment of her just being like, well, what changes is that I feel like I can like confront life now. And Fushi just goes like, what do I have to do to be as strong as you? I love that. I love that so much. It's so good. That really hits you in the fucking guts. And then she doesn't know, and it's like, damn it. And she's like, I'm the one who used the knockers. Here, have. I like the mud ball keeps getting like passed along as this like stupid meme, but it does with each iteration it gains more feelings, where it's the thing that the brother gave to her, she gives to Fushi gives to Mizuha.
Fushi goes up to Mizuha and says, you know, it's a little version of me, I want you to have it.
I love that moment too, where he gives it to Mizuha. It's like, after having this brilliant moment with this little girl who's been through so much, and like her relationship with her mom isn't fixed, her school stuff isn't fixed, but she's gonna make her life fun, and it's so heartwarming and realistic. Then Mizuha shows up, she's like fucking destroyed, like literally everyone who I care about hates me, my mom is a knocker, the fucking I just have nothing else to live for, would you fucking hurry up and fuck me already? And he's like, here, you can have this bowl of mud. And she just like throws it on the floor like, this fixes nothing, what the fuck, this fixes nothing, you just gave me a mud ball. I mean, it would be very frustrating to be in love with Fushi, but she's barking up the wrong tree and she needs to realize it. Like, there is no one who can fix all her problems, let alone Fushi. Like, Fushi doesn't know
if she just reincarnates a few more times.
Oh god, maybe if she goes back to being a little girl like Asame.
She's still pretty fucking little.
She is. I mean, it's true, but Fushi's 14 in this form too. I love how he takes. Fushi's like such a weirdo too, because you feel bad, because like she smashes the mud ball. He's like, oh well, fuck that. Turns around and takes the time to have a little inner fantasy about bringing the mud ball to his mom. Be like, wow, and everyone will clap and think I'm cool, and everyone will be friends. And then it's like, excuse me, I'm still over here having a fucking mental breakdown because you fucking just. I love how she, over the stretch, she goes from love me to don't hate me. Like, it sucks. Fushi's just like, you can't hate him, but also it's like, just sometimes like you wish he was more of a person. I mean, of course, that's not what he is. He's an incomprehensible god creature, but it's like, god damn it,
eldritch being.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, then we can get to the part I decided to include. This is technically like a next stretch sort of, but I thought it was good to include a bit of it here for length and because I didn't want a next stretch to be too long. So yeah, now we get the beginning of the next part of this, which is all about people. Turns out you can't just like transplant them from one time place to another and send them to school. and everything be cool. I mean, that's kind of seemed a bit too convenient so far. And yeah, now this is a horrible scene Fushi comes upon of feral Itty. And it's just like everything is horrible. It's just like, oh god, just everything is going wrong for everyone. Fucking the instructor is dead. Itty's covered in shit again. March just fucking dying. Like fucking I can never remember her name. Tonari. I don't know why Tonari's just like become a normie, and then everyone's been arrested. It's funny how
for making swords and getting in fights.
Yeah. It's funny how Mazar, who's like the most violent one, is actually one of the best adapted here. Like he just like loves being a gambler who fucks bitches and drinks good sake. Poor March with her fucking chopsticks. It's fucking just this scene is great. Like I love this, and everyone's depressed. Fucking guy just spits his teeth out. And Gugu, who seems to be like semi well, it turns out is he's sad. Poor Gugu. He gets beat up in this time. People are mean to him, and he misses his homeland. It's also sad because like Fushi kind of like brushed over, and the story kind of tricks you really well with like how sad it is that he can bring them back, but not their loved ones. Like, you know, they talk about it a bit, but it's like it is fucked up how like so many of these people had like wives and children in their life before they died for that last time, and then Fushi just like brought them back and is like, now you get to hang out with me, isn't that great? And it's like, well, yeah, like everyone loves you, Fushi, but it's like, you know, Gugu, he never got to have his love story, and Bon had like a wife and child, so did like the sword guy. Like, you know, these people, you're very important to them, but like they've had like genuine like important relationships that they can't go back to anymore, and they feel lonely stuck here. Yeah. What do y'all think of this development in Paradise?
In Paradise?
Well, they were kind of in Paradise. No, they were in Paradise. That's what I mean. Like, it's developed. It was like a bit idyllic for a bit. Like, they just hung out at this nice person's house, and they all got to have fun in the modern world and drink bubble tea and to eat fried chicken. But now we're getting the cracks are starting to form.
I think it was inevitable that this happened. I'm glad they're not stretching this out too much longer, because it feels like the right time to go here.
Yeah.
I was upset earlier. It was partially due to the misunderstanding the situation, but I was upset earlier the characters weren't more upset about the people they left behind, and they were so quick to just be like, "Oh, I'm alive again, yay!"
Yeah.
Glad the other shoe is dropping. I don't know. It's just a lot.
It's sad. It's sad seeing Rian and not Rian. Rian was the wolf.
Yeah.
Joan was the wolf. She was Rian. Yeah, Rian and the booze man again after so long is like, oh, I remember that. They were nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just wondering where things are going to go. Mild curiosity is what I mostly feel, because it feels like a few of these characters do have some juice left in them in terms of they have a major role to play in the story, and some of them don't. I mean, Gugu just seems old and tired, and like he wants to just have a nice little life, which is all he ever really wanted. Tonari in particular, it feels like she's not done and she has unfinished business that needs to be addressed.
I mentioned at the time how like I felt weird about the three like immortal quote unquote guys from like last stretch before the time skip had become like part of the main crew. And it is odd because they're kind of like the ones with the least stuff to do, because we don't have like, we know their backstories we know their backstories vaguely. Like we know like the guy was raised in like a weird convent and has his teeth pulled out. Massar had like his backstory with the princess, who by the way is also not here, and then like just the guy who's like a blacksmith and he hated his dad. Like that's like fine, but we're never going to be as connected to the three of them as we are to the, you know, it's like the core.
Yeah, like Mesha is hardly a part of.
Yeah, they're just kind of like guys that show up. They're also like older, which makes them like more distinct than the crew Fushi normally hangs out with. And then yeah, so it's like odd that they kind of get just like it is odd just like that these people got like consigned to just like hang out at the house while Fushi is having all these knocker fights. So it's interesting that she goes back and like addresses that and is like, yeah, some of them aren't going to be doing so good. And then March goes to school.
Yeah, that was so weird. Where he sees the future March, and he has the baby face.
They all have the same
every
face.
time.
Yeah, she's like an old man. Bye.
Even though on one of the volume covers we have seen adult March.
We did. I mean, like I said before, the volume covers are very cruel in their constant teasing of like stuff that never happens. It has like we got like Pyoran carrying Fushi as like her young form, which never happened. We got Kohaku embracing Perona on the cover of one, like they were a happy couple. That never happened. Like the covers are cruel. I don't know which stuff do you want me to stop on because you're with a bit of lag for me.
I messed up, but I was trying to catch the foot picture where you see all their feet.
Yeah, this one.
Right after the big march. I just love how Bon is in high heels still, and you can tell it's his feet.
Yeah, Bon's in the left. Yeah, that's true. He's got the same way his armor was back in the day. I mean, it's this has been the elephant in the room though. Like for that everyone is like because like we like spending time with them like this, like spending time with each other. But it's like is Fushi
been the bear in the backyard?
Yeah, it's been the bear, the evil bear in the backyard. Like is Fushi just going to keep reviving these people forever? Like because for Fushi he like because of the way he experiences time, for him it's almost been like one continuous thing of just like having his friends and then they went away for some time and then he comes back. But like for them, they live entire like lives with like aging and lovers and friends and children, and then they just die and they get set back and they're like, oh okay, another time round, and they remember all that shit. So it's like, can Fushi just like Fushi's almost like damning them to eternal, like all those like stories of like cursed immortals who like have to see their loved ones die over and over again. He's like sticking them in that fate. But then again, they choose to stay around. So but for him, their souls do.
They look so sad too, because you can tell they all knew this was coming and they were hoping he would just figure it out on his own. And they're like, oh fuck, we have to tell him that we're not down for this if we don't have to be. And also they kind of guilt Fushi by revealing, like, you know, we were doing more stuff than you even know about. Yeah. In terms of trying to support you and prepare the world for you and knowing we would come back. Yes. Like they basically all lived an additional life cycle they didn't particularly want just for Fushi. Even the people who didn't like him that
set up
much.
An entire foundation. They research stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, they don't want to like get. They didn't want to just like tell him to get thanks for it, but he doesn't think about stuff enough. And we get kind of a funny reaction from Fushi here where he tries to like kind of it reminded me of like the Kitamura scene where he goes back to having black hair. Like he starts dyeing his hair and the teacher's like, attaboy Fushi. He gets like a part-time job. He just tries to adapt, kind of like Foss was doing in Land of the Lost just there.
He does pretty much exactly the same thing.
And it's nice that they invite the occult club over and we get more passing of the mud balls.
That's how we can more or less confirm that Perona has done it.
And we're having also a little interesting thing here because Mizuha doesn't show up, and this is kind of the beginning of the stretch. What the fuck is up with her? Because that was a bad almost breakup with Fushi, sort of.
1 of 3.
Yeah, and then we get it's a warming scene with Gugu, Big Bro at the airports, and I thought this was a good stopping point for this stretch of Fushi letting someone go. You know, they're still alive, but they get to have their life outside of him, which is good because he's not the main character for them.
Fucking Gugu got Fushi as a savage creature who had barely learned to talk.
True. Yeah.
And hundreds of years later still has enough of that relationship he can pose as a big brother.
That's great.
Now that Fushi is a god.
Yes, it's fantastic. What a bro. Okay. Well, that's enough gushing probably.
Probably.
So that's
Oh gosh.
have you guys heard of this manga called Spirit Circle? It's all the rage these days. It's
The 1990. When did this come
Yeah.
out?
like
well, who
2007, 2008.
When did you come out?
1992.
Damn,
Okay.
it's the olden days.
Ye olden days, you fucking zoomer. You fucking made it by 3 months, zoomer.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, we start with some, nipples and stuff.
It's La Fall time. I've been waiting for this, but I didn't know how much I liked them. Yeah, I remember.
I remember this as being worse than it was.
I remember this time specifically. Like, it's been a long time. But that's when I was 16. But I had kind of forgotten about. I totally blanked on girl. Fuka, whatever Fuda, the next one. Like, and I had forgotten the ninja one too. I
remembered all of them except the mountaineering one that we're about to get to.
Yeah, I had forgotten mountaineering and the ninja, but I definitely remembered this one as like
this one the least.
I remember this one. I remembered it as like in concept, and I remember the character. I even remembered his name, but I had totally forgotten like what the dealio was. But yeah, okay, yeah. First, we got a cool scene with Fortuna. I love this little detail of when he says how stupid he is. Fortuna is like impossible, and he has like the most serious face like ever, which makes sense the more you know about Fortuna. But it is hilarious how much of an idiot Fuka is.
Yeah, that kind of comes up later, and it's very funny.
It's very funny, but yeah, it's messed up. Yeah, this whole stuff with Ray. I mean, it's very vague. Like his mentioning that like the reason Ray isn't around is because like their soul has nothing to like learn from them is very strange. Like that seems like a very kind of human reason for a soul not to be around. Like, is someone judging this? Like being like, okay, the soul is done. Like putting it up there. Yeah, very strange.
Maybe.
And then we get
adult
future is this
Yay.
oh yeah, sorry, we got the old man Fortuna, and then yes, we're in the 27th century or something.
Yeah, 37th.
Well, I think it's 20. I think it's on the 20 somethings, but
it's hundreds.
Yeah, it's like late 2000. It's like 2000.
Yeah, the world has gotten tired and given up, and they dedicate most of their resources towards just maintaining a virtual reality for dead people.
Yeah, it's a slow decline, extinction, apocalypse.
The analogies to Social Security write themselves.
AI. Okay, I thought Jaws. I was sure you would like this detail, cute little detail of how they're missing the same limbs.
Yes, I love that part.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they're just silly.
How this is like this timeline is sort of a direct continuation of the samurai.
Yes,
like
because
in terms of their soul.
That's right. Because the order of the incarnations comes up very importantly in this one, which is very cool.
Yeah, that's something I appreciated more this time around, was how hard they lean into the continuity porn.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that. Yeah, because that's one of the most satisfying like arcs running through this one is the feudal Japan ghost stuff is really cool. Like I love that's like one of the most like touching scenes so far. I can't believe I had forgotten it. Like handing the booze to the priest, and then the girl coming back, and they like drift off to heaven. I was like, that's beautiful. And then
it's implied that the priest waited.
Yeah,
and
like,
the priest
didn't go to heaven, and she waited for him.
That's right. Yeah, like that was very sweet. And the priest, his incarnation in this world, it doesn't drink anymore because of that past life. He doesn't know that, but yeah.
And it seems like it's implied that, for whatever reason, in this timeline or in this time, it's just very easy to astral project yourself into other times accidentally, it seems. That's odd. And the main character is glimpsing on his past life as a samurai, but that means he manifests as a ghost of who he was in that timeline, and the priest is seeing him as the samurai when he's really the scientist janitor. There's just a lot going on. It's good. I like it.
But then that iteration of him went up to heaven. And now that I think about it, the samurai version of the main character doesn't hang around him very much. Like, it's not like a lingering soul the same way the others are. Like, he sometimes acts kind of like him, but that's more him being influenced by the memory, not so much like, because some of them is just like literally like the ghost is like hanging around him almost. Like, it's like Fawn
we see it later when he gets
just like hangs.
Soul gets punched.
Oh yeah, it gets punched out of him. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I also like the scribbly art style during the dream sequences in the rain.
Oh yeah, also speaking of the art, like this stretch has really good art at times.
Yeah, the art got better again. Yeah, more detailed, more interesting compositions. The use of the brush pen in like explosions and or like moments of like mental anguish is very cool. And I like this little like back and forth we have where it's very well done, where it's like, I'm gonna just you can go far back a long way, but if we go back to just like the Greek time, shall we say, his disappointment at having been a shitty husband led to him like kind of matchmaking the couple in the Japanese time, and then the couple being saved by him led to them being like parental / sister figure in this timeline, and then that leads to them being helpful to the black-eyed girl revival in this time because she helped them in the last one too. Like, it's a very funny like ping-ponging back and forth of
course,
responsibility.
Their promise, and even more directly, their promise of wanting to be a parent to her, or
that's
the priest
right.
wanting that.
Yes, that's
the guy
perfect.
who tried to guilt them into being parents in samurai times comes back and puts a daughter in ice for them to have together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very. I mean, I don't know. It's just such a weird. It's a weird manga to describe because it's like, it gives you a very odd sense of like satisfaction that is quite like it's quite an uncommon one, where it's like having that like oh moment like over and over again. And the further the story goes, the more it happens because it piles upon itself.
I mean, you basically only get this from like time travel stories. It's like that sort of thing.
But it's like, I mean, it's silly not. It's hard not to say it's like poetry. It rhymes, but it's like that. This is the good version of that. I mean, even just the tiny detail of like, once again, like the mentor father of a current Coco figure guy being like the original manager who kind of set forth this like cool like ultimatum of mankind living is interesting. And the brother, and I recognized the brother before it became more obvious when he appeared. I was like, this guy is kind of seems annoyed at me. And it's like, there he is again.
We'll say about the art, that scene where they're two naked ghosts doing a handshake.
Yeah. That's a bit of an interest. That's an interesting interest.
Only thing there is like he still has the tick of having really long legs. It's not as bad as it was in Biscuit Hammer.
Yeah, but
Coco's legs are definitely at about 50%.
The crotch positioning is always a tough one. He doesn't quite know where along the thigh to place it.
Also his chain of interconnectedness and regret. At the end of this one, the big regret is they want to kill each other and shit. But also the big regret is probably that even though they managed to raise the daughter properly, they never were actual husband and wife because they just weren't. They didn't have that kind of chemistry.
That comes to a head at
it's interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems almost. I mean, every timeline we've had, they get closer and closer. Like. In the first one, she just slices his head off. And the next time he stabs her. The next time they're not violent with each other, but they're kind of like standoffish and still annoyed at each other. And they ultimately kind of sealed each other's fate accidentally and still ended up causing each other pain. Then, the samurai one, obviously they try and murder each other, but then they end up kind of having a weird camaraderie, and now here they're husband and wife. That really comes to a head in that really sad last scene. Like that one got to me, where like she's pointing a gun at him, trying to stop him from blowing up. Well, not blowing up, but erasing all the 10 billion humans, and she's like crying, and she's like, she opens with like, "You're not my type," which is a very funny line to open with, like a pivotal moment. And she's like, "You're not my type, but I thought we'd gotten closer, and we acted like we've been together for so long, and we raised her together. I thought we understood each other, but you still wouldn't tell me what the fuck was on your mind." And she's like, yeah, it's good shit. Like, this is, it's my favorite stuff so far. It's very cute, them parenting and getting to see her be their daughter is very satisfying. But
I remember from way before we ever read Spirit Circle that Green mentioned it as some sort of high concept thing, and until this point that really wasn't the case. And now here we get like all the sci-fi stuff dropped on us.
I'm not sure if Green was referring to this stuff when he meant high concept. I think he probably meant. I mean, maybe this stuff was also in the back of his mind, but I think Green means like the way the ending of the story and this stuff starts to tie in, like the spiritual, karmic fate stuff is more.
We start with that here, though, with the whole reincarnation.
No, that's true, but it's I think it's more of a long stretching thing than more of the sci-fi stuff. I don't know. What do you think, Green? I mean, it's your opinion.
I defer to everyone but me.
Okay.
It is. This section is also cool, where we get a little breather after this with the mini section, but it's cool that I think Coco explicitly frames this as, this is a good peek into what Fortuna was like, and this was the life most similar to him out of the ones you're going to see. It
really is. I mean, their dichotomy of like, for very personal reasons, obviously. I mean, it's interesting. It's very interesting because, like, she just wants the daughter to grow up normally and not tap into any of her superhuman potential. And he's all about how she's actually like the answer to next step of evolution, and he thinks we should use it. And she's very against like all that stuff because her dad fucking chopped her limbs off. And he instead of being stuck in his like past trauma thing, he ends up like going completely against it and ends up joining the very organization that killed his parents and foster father and sibling. But that is so very Fortuna, because this is the timeline in which he most has like intellectual epiphanies and starts like he becomes like less and less humane in an interesting way.
Yeah, you just
these are some of my it's one of my favorite moments when he when he I love that piecing together, because I had totally forgotten it, but it totally makes sense perfectly. Like, what a good way to do a realization, and the viewer gets it at the same time. Like, that's such a clever idea of like the reason the decline in population is happening is because there's no reincarnation, because the souls are all stuck in brains. That's brilliant, honestly. And it's great. Also, his daughter is cute, like the in both forms. But like I like adult Carol, and I love the meme of the cat coming back, and it's very of course it's funny, and MC is going to hate it, obviously, because he hated it back then. But it's equally funny that Coco loves this cat. Like she seemed only kind of like ambivalent on it in the original timeline. It's funny that like maybe throughout the ages she has become fonder and fonder of this stupid fucking cat. It's cute.
Yeah.
So true. And in the Egyptian life, they kind of hinted that Big Eye Girl, I forget her fucking name.
I don't think
or Droopy Eye or Droopy Eye Girl. She became a craftsman later, so it's
Well, she didn't. She
Yeah,
got
just layers
murdered.
upon
She got
layers.
murdered immediately
Wait,
after he left.
didn't she say she wanted to be a craftsman?
Yeah, saying
She
you
said she
want
wants
saying you
to be a
want to
craftsman.
be
That's why
something
this
doesn't
one-
mean
this-
doesn't mean you
this
become
time-
something. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what I remember. That's
And
what I meant.
This one was a bit of a clumsier one where there was no indication of that in the actual original Egyptian line. This is just a scene they add here in a flashback where it's like, oh, guess what? The whole time she wanted to be a craftsman, turns out. And then she got horribly massacred by the king. But yeah, I will say about this last scene, I mean, my thing with Fortuna has always been I find him a very interesting antagonist because I relate to him a lot, and like I said, like the scene later we get of him where he's like having a crazy epiphany is like I felt very seen by that scene. It is funny that I'm totally on his side here, like like he is.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, it makes perfect sense to do that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, okay, we don't have 100% confirmed that if you send these souls back, they will. Like, it could be totally complete. She's right to say that, like, it could be a totally unrelated reason. Like, there are dips in population things throughout history. It could just be like some weird disease or the body thing that they haven't figured out, and even people who are born newly might just be fucked with this. But it is. I'm just totally like, no. I think we should all just release all these people. I'm like, he's doing the right thing.
I mean, even if that's not happening, it's still weird and stupid and dumb to keep people alive as brains.
I agree, but the only thing that could sway me is this crying face. Like, it is a very well done moment where she just brings forth like all their semi relationship. It is funny that he doesn't argue with her. He turns around and said, he just like turns around and says like, we've had a falling out. It's like, but okay, then later he's crying as they shoot each other. It's
I mean, there's also this interesting little detail right after he does it. He has like the suspicion that he has been manipulated, and
yeah, I mean, he sort of almost was. I mean, it's strange to trust his evil, conniving, murderous brother after all this time, but
he got the realization with it did not feel like he was influenced in the way he realized.
Yeah, I mean,
the connection between reincarnation and people.
The sad thing ultimately is that his thing was completely fruitless, because if the black hole bomb was going to go off anyway, then all the souls were released anyway. The problem is they don't have bodies to come back into because no one can make babies because no one exists anymore. But
disappeared.
Yeah, good 2-page spread. With the floor cracking, and I guess Earth is just going to be destroyed in the future. Luckily, they pull it back with a good old biscuit hammer again, and this is just one of like Mizukami's things where he is really very into parallel universes and time being like a river, and not.
It's still a little ambiguous. We don't, it could work out.
I mean, the timeline they're on could well get exploded, but like they said with the lightning strike thing is a good little couching of like, if things go differently here, maybe your descendants won't explode Earth.
And probably my final thought. But the ambiguity of his situation and how he's not even that bad a guy in it. It does tie back to Coco is just not very competent and doesn't really know what she's doing. She goes, "Oh, you're the guilt you'll feel when you see this," and he goes, "I'm not even sure I made the wrong call there."
Spoilers for like the very next chapter, but there's a great line from Coco where she says, "It's really hard to hate you." I think that says it all, really. And Fortuna kind of was like that too. Like, I'm not going to spoil things about Fortuna, but he's not just like some bad guy. Like, there's a lot of going on into why what happened, even if he ultimately is a villain. Okay, well, I think this is the correct ratio. 20% Land of Lost, just 20% Spirit Circle, 60% to Eternity.
I don't even disagree.
There's always a lot to say. Okay, well, do you think we're done here, guys?
I think so.
My
yeah.
my
Pretty
ass
late
hurts.
too. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. let's call it a day. See you. Thanks for watching or not watching.
Yeah. See you in the next life.
Indeed.
Bye,
May I
person.
reincarnate